airplane. But the guys had a really nice work week, understanding how important it is to, own this plan, own the details of it so that we can play fast on Sunday. But with that, I'll take any questions.
Obviously, no long-term concerns.
Correct. Yeah, sick.
Dylan, so still the protocol, but just don't want to push it for Sunday, or you ruled out, so you just don't think it'll be.
Yeah, just I'm not going to play him, obviously, so the focus is to get better, but he continues to do better.
Not fully clear from the concussion protocol?
Not just yet, but he's doing great.
What has he brought to that room in terms of, because, he's got experience, he's got starting experience, just what is he, how much have they kind of leaned on him?
Yeah, he fits in great in that room, has an awesome personality. Obviously, we've been around Bailey now a couple times, haven't had him here last season, but fits in really well with his teammates, competes really hard out at practice, does a great job at practice. I think all the players would attest to that. So it just has the right way about him, has played in a lot of football games, and a guy that we trust.
What was SHEDEUR's week like? I think last time we talked to you, I think practice, so 3 practices on the.
Yeah, he did a good job. Obviously, for young players, young quarterbacks, you name it, the work week is structured so that it's a build-up, if you will. So every single day you're looking to learn, soak it all in, go perform, learn again, and I think he's handled the week really well.
Next 48 hours, just what is your message going to be to SHEDEUR? Obviously, it's exciting for him to be making his first start. Obviously, all the kind of intrigue with it. What is your message to him?
Yeah, his focus is to do his job for the football team, just like it is for everybody, and he knows that, and he's again handled the week really, really well. Obviously, tomorrow, the rest of today, tomorrow, about finishing touches when it comes to the game plan and really locking in and talking about owning all those details. But that's where his focus is.
Tackles, Jack and Cam. Obviously, Cam no designation, but just how did you see that feel like they kind of went through the week?
Yeah, Cam obviously came out okay, and no injury designation there. Obviously, with Jack is continuing to push it, and which I appreciate about him, and we'll see where it goes. It's just not ready to make that ruling just yet.
You can't control it, but just the tackle situation in general this year, the constant injuries you've had at that position. How challenging has it been week in and week out? Trying to prepare, and then also at the same time you go into games and you're losing players in the game too.
It's part of the game. Injuries are a part of the game. Nothing that we like about that, but that's our job as coaches to see who's available and get them ready to play.
David, how much do you think it will help SHEDEUR to have him back with no injury status and ready to go?
Yeah, I thought obviously Dave's a big part of who we are, what we do, and so it's good having him back out there. Good to have his energy back out there, and looking forward to obviously having him feel like himself. And then, as you know, tight ends for a quarterback are a great sense of security, if you will. So I think we have a bunch of guys that can affect the game.
Is that knee something he's just going to have to manage for the rest of the year?
Yeah, and I think Dave's, over the course of his career, has shown to always play through some unique injuries. But that knee, certainly, he's a warrior.
A lot, Kevin. When you have a new quarterback, is the prep week different?
For me or for
you, for just the energy of the team?
I think our guys really focus on the process and the structure and the meetings and the walkthroughs, and I think I've mentioned to you guys before, we trust all of our guys. If you're up on game day, we trust you to go do your job, and sometimes it's the backup tackle, and sometimes it's the backup quarterback, or sometimes it's a corner that goes on, whatever the position is. We trust our guys, and we really keep our focus on the work week, and I think that's the most important thing. I think that's the best thing you can do as a player, as a coach, is just keep your focus on what's important, which is all of us owning our role and doing our job.
Who's the best mouse ever played?
Probably unfair for me to say. I've had a front row seat to it all. I think, yeah, the level at which he's playing is impressive, but I don't. Yeah, I do think there's more there. I think, like we've talked about over the years with Miles, like pay attention to how he plays the run, pay attention to the tackles for loss. I think sacks get so much attention in our NFL world, in our football world, and duly, that's fine because they're important, but affecting the game in a variety of ways is so important. So just pressuring the quarterback, harassing a quarterback, making life hard on a quarterback, but also playing the run, playing physical against the run, getting tackles for loss, taking on a double team so your teammate can make a play. So listen, the stats are what they are, and it's so impressive, but the impact on the game on a down-to-down basis, I think, is what is probably might be overlooked by some of the stats.
Do you think all that said, do you think he's got an 8-sack game in it?
I hope so, Tom. It'd be a good game to start that. What is the most in a game? Oh, so yeah.
But you can even consider that. I mean, that potentially the guy could do it.
Yeah, I don't think we go into games or Miles goes into games trying to hit a number. I think he goes into a game trying to do his job and affect the game in any way he can. And obviously he's had some games here where there's been multiple sacks, and that's obviously finishing the pressure with taking the quarterback down. But we look at it at that play-to-play basis, what he's doing to affect every single down. And again, the ability to play the run should not be overlooked.
So you mentioned that SHEDEUR is really focused on the game plan, what he has to do. Have you guys addressed the notion that there could be a lot of kind of a circus atmosphere with him starting his first game and all the things that come along with that?
Yeah, obviously conversations that I have with SHEDEUR I'll keep private, but SHEDEUR is just like all of our guys in that he has a job to do. He wants to be there for his teammates and do his job. Everything else doesn't really factor into how we go about our business.
Hand out compliments all that often. Yesterday, though, he had mentioned that Carson, as a rookie, has picked up some things in the game that it took Ray Lewis 3 seasons into his career to get. Just from your perspective, what has made Carson so good, so fast, and early on in his career, where those intricate details of the game he has been able to, pick up?
It's interesting because from day one, he's been making plays on the practice field, and that's sometimes it's not that hard. You just kind of watch what's happening on the field, and when a linebacker in off-season program is showing up, that typically means this guy's a pretty good player because it's hard. There's no tackling, there's no run plays and that type of thing. But immediately, it was clear that he had a great handle on the X's and O's of football, the cerebral nature of football. And obviously when you're playing that middle linebacker position, you are in the middle of the nerve center and you're running the show, quote unquote. So to be able to get that right off the bat, I think is a testament to the young man. I think it's a testament to Coach Tarver, who I think does an amazing job with our young guys and our veterans. And then the physical aspect of this, of just running, hitting, tackling, intercepting the ball, those are all things that we saw from the jump with him, and certainly carried over into this season.
It didn't for granted, but when you see Miles, he passed Reggie a couple weeks ago, passed LT last week, he's tied with Richard Dent for something. Like, do you ever take a step back and think how special it is for you to get to coach a guy that's in that upper echelon?
Well, there's time to reflect, so now's not necessarily the time to reflect on that. Now, do I marvel at his skill? Yes, and I marvel at it in practice. There's been many a practice that he's ruined, and that's when he's practicing versus the Browns. That's when he's practicing against another team, like we do in training camp. We get to see it day in and day out, even in those settings. But yeah, probably not fair to reflect too much right now, other than to say, he's a great player for us. He's a leader for us that we follow, and we're counting on him.
That's on offense. I think the Raiders are second in yards per carry. And of course, if he'll get convinced, as go down. So what's the key there to, getting into the end zone in the red zone?
You saying the key for our offense? Yeah, it's a good defense. It's a very good run defense. It's the scheme. It's a combination of scheme and players. I think they do a really nice job with the things that they're doing from a front standpoint, and then just the players that they have. The linebackers can run. There's physical defensive linemen. Obviously, Max Crosby can show up anywhere and has the ability to beat any block, whether the blocker has leverage on him or not. So we have to identify their fronts and do a great job in that type of way because they play so many different looks for you. But at the end of the day, it is a physical defensive line, physical group of linebackers that we have to match that physicality.
There we go, y'all. There we go. 48 hours away, ShedeurSanders makes his debut as the 42nd quarterback since 1999 to play for the Cleveland Browns. I'm excited for him. I wish the best for him, not only for him, but for the entire team. It's kind of crazy ironic that Baker had his NFL debut against the Raiders whenever he played with the Browns. And then here we got history repeating itself. ShedeurSanders, first NFL start. I know I'll be glued to the TV. Y'all have a blessed one. I'm Randy Prentice, the host of Premier Sports Talk.